My husband and I started our local game store with $15,000 and a 200 square foot space. Over the last 2 years, I've shared the journey of starting that first shop and eventually moving into a bigger space. And recently I got a comment that was saying, like, basically,
It's possible, but it's not the right way to do it.
now here's the thing with small businesses, there will never be a right way to do anything. Now, surgeons, y'all are in a different field, but we're not talking about surgery, we're talking about small business. And I think somewhere along the way, people have forgotten that small business, the entire point of it is that it is small, it is accessible, it is an entry-level start to what you want to do in the long run. And while there are general guidelines from one industry to another, when it comes to some of the things that have worked out best for people, it is not an end-all be-all rule book. I think one of the worst possible things that you can do is narrow yourself down to only doing what other people have done. When you do that, you lose the opportunity to differentiate yourself from others in the business. And actually, one of the biggest marketable points of our business in the beginning was the fact that we had started so small. We didn't advertise ourselves as a game store in Oregon. We advertised ourselves as a 200 square foot game store in Oregon. So our selling point was, we are a tiny space, but we're making it work. All that to be said, a year later, we're in a spot that's 5 times as big with a play space. Our community has continued to use the space, and we love to see it. Online sales are something that we've always done, but I don't think would have necessarily had to be there in order for us to survive. That being said, I do think that you should always be looking to establish more legs on your back end. Even if you're in a bigger space, you want as many legs to stand on in business as you can get. And starting small may not have been the traditional route. However, we know we're not the only people that have done it. We have personally spoken to other stores that have made it work and are still in the industry 10 years later. So if you have people around you telling you it's not possible to start small and scale from there, it is possible. We are firsthand evidence to that, and we have spoken to many others who started in very similar ways. Yes, there will be some crossover from one business to another when you are in the same industry. There are going to be general guidelines that you should follow, general things that you should try to strive for because it's been shown to work in the industry. But that doesn't mean that you're confined to the things that people have done before.